Today, I've learned again the lesson of the importance of logic for product managers. I'm again on we're working on a feature that is, as always, really basic in in the on the product side because we're trying to get products as easy and as simple to use as we can. And we're while that is the feature requires a lot of technical adjustments and work. And today I was talking with the developers, we're aligning, we're trying to see that the spec is all clear and we're not running into any rabbit holes or showstoppers, or everything is aligned. And we were talking about one edge case which is not really an edge case per the probability it will happen. And we were talking and talking, and they were talking about it, and it's a valid use case or a valid edge case. But then I've realized that logically, this is not even a case. Meaning, if everything is okay, then great. If something is wrong for this feature, it doesn't really matter for the user. We were talking about what to present to the user if there's an error of one sort. And that error is not this sort of error is doesn't necessarily say that there was an error entering the data. It's an error saying it's a timeout. We don't know if the data was entered correctly or not. And they were arguing this is an edge case that we need to show the user. And we were talking and everything made sense until I used logic. And I said, okay, let's draw a decision tree. And we started drawing the decision tree, and we've seen that basically it doesn't really matter to the user if there's any error or not between the database and a third party service. And that was really important because while we could have complicated the spec to accommodate this error and to handle this error, we didn't really need to. And that's why it's a very important, in my opinion, a very important skill for a product manager to be able to talk logic with the developers. It's not like I know how to write code. I don't know how to write code, but I can logically talk with the developers to understand the cases and errors that they are handling, and then being able to manage what should happen with those errors. And that's why it's so important that product managers would use logic to minimize the spec and to keep the spec thin and to the point.